Natalia, Roberto, thank you so much for your time. Bienvenido a la entrevista.
Hi, Peter. Thank you for your
Hi,
time.
Peter.
Good to see you both. Just kind of wanted to start. Natalia, so much happens before you go to camera on a project, right? They're discussing the characters, you're talking to the director, the writer. So from an acting storyteller perspective, you can see there's two journeys, right? Before filming Alix and after filming Alix, or do you feel like it's one big journey with multiple steps in between? I'm curious about that.
Maybe for me as an actor is just one big journey. Like personally, this story, Ana Maria, the director and writer, she's a good friend. We've been friends for a long time. We've worked together. So I know this story, like, I don't know, maybe 8 years
Yep.
ago, when she started dreaming about it. And I've been part of the process. I went with her in one of the trips she did, to one of the regions in Colombia where the conflict has been, worse,
Yep.
and like with the research and everything. So I feel this story is very close, to my heart. And she's a good friend, Roberto, like all the crew. We were all like a group of friends trying to tell the story,
Yeah.
trying to, put it all together. So we're really excited that we're finally here in LA and we're premiering this movie at the Chinese theater, such an iconic place. So we're very excited.
Absolutely. Congratulations, felicidades. It's amazing. Roberto, I did want to ask, kind of add to that, because I just find it interesting because this is a very important film, but when people watch it, it's kind of sometimes tough to watch, right? Like the subject matter and everything. Is there any preparation or mindset from an acting storyteller perspective? You've also worked on films like series like Narcos, where it is like it's tough subject matter, but do you like try not to think about it? Do you think about it? I'm just curious preparation wise when you're acting.
No, preparation wise, it's as you say, it's very difficult because it's very easy to judge these characters, especially Conejo, which is my character.
Yep.
But that's also the toughest part, no? Being able as an actor to, okay, I'm not going to judge him. I need to understand him. I need to know where his humanity lies within the story. But within the specific, like this specific film, the preparation of it drove me to talk to like real guerrilla fighters that had been in the jungle for 27 years.
Yes.
And and that's exactly what the film taught me, is that context is very important in a person's reality. No,
Yeah.
had we been in those situations, what would have we done?
Well, we have done absolutely. How will we react? Yeah.
Exactly. Would things be different? So it brought me to a place of cultural relativity within our humanity.
Yeah, no, absolutely. To kind of add to that, Natalia, I mean, it's all in the script, right? Like you read a script, you said that, you knew this story for a while now, and the writer director, like there was those conversations. And I feel like sometimes it's similar depending on the project, but a lot of times it's different. But specifically with Alix, like what was that script to screen journey like for you? Like what was it like kind of reading it and then seeing it kind of come to life, so to speak? Because a lot happens in between, which I find interesting as well.
Yeah, I think there's a whole journey in the middle, but I think the first time we actually did like a reading in Bogota, that was maybe 4 years ago, out loud, just to hear the story. That day to me, it was like the story became alive and it was real, and I was like, this is so amazing what she's trying to tell, such a rough, like painful story in such a beautiful, fantastic way, so that day I think it became a reality, but I haven't seen the movie, so I'm watching it today, and I think tonight at the Chinese theater, when I see it, it's going to be, like, again, boom, like a new reality.
Congratulations, the Chinese theater. It's so great. I was there in October because I'm a filmmaker as well. My short horror film premiered at the Chinese theater at
That's
Screamfest in October,
amazing.
which is
Congrats.
awesome. No, it's crazy. It's like it's weird, Roberto. It's a weird feeling when you film something and you wrap, and then you just kind of like it's kind of gone for a little bit, right? Because you move on to other projects, and now it's
Life,
back. Like
yeah.
it's weird, right? A little bit.
Yeah, it's like a whirlpool. It like brings you and
Back,
throws you
yeah.
and takes you. Yeah, but it's amazing. I mean, we're so excited. I lived in the city for 12 years, so I would drive by the Chinese. I've seen movies in the Chinese, but like watching a film of ours, and especially this film. This film is a big deal for all of us involved. It's a very important film for us, and I think that the subject matter and the way it was handled, I think everybody's in for a treat.
Content is so global. I want to ask you both, and Tyler, we'll start with you. Content is so global, the access to content, because there's so many different streaming services, and that's my favorite thing about being a storyteller is I get to watch content and stories from all around the world, and I do my best. And on Popternative as a global outlet, we love kind of having, being able to feature content and films from all around the world, right? Like Europe, South America, and everything. Do you think that is one of your favorite things, not about storytelling now, that the stories that were not being able to be told are finally being able to be told? I'm sure there's a lot you like about storytelling, but where does that rank specifically with what I just said, based on like what you like about being a storyteller?
Natalia?
Yeah, I feel that, that's the good part of what we're living right now. It's just like technology and all. We just, we're open. I think I always think about like filmmakers 20 years ago. How hard was it, to make a film, to put it all together? And today it's still hard, but it's easier. And I think, just as you said, like we have access to content from all around the world, and we can, like see these stories that we wouldn't watch any other way. So I'm really glad we've said with Alix, this is a real, story about Colombian conflict, or our war.
Yep.
But this is so universal, because it's human. So it's beautiful to see that we're telling the story of a girl in the jungle of Colombia, but anyone in the world will watch it and will, feel how human is that story.
Absolutely. And last quick question for both of you. It's the same question, but Roberto, I want your answer, then we go to Natalia. I mean, both of you have amazing, kind of incredible body of work of past projects. I think the coolest thing is you've gotten to not only play different characters in these projects, but they're different worlds that you get to kind of dive in, right? Whether it's a series, whether it's Spanish language, whether it's, something in the US. So I'm just curious, like, Roberto, for you, you've been part of Narcos. Natalia, you've been part of the Terminator franchise. Like, how separate are past projects versus something like Alix, like mindset preparation wise? Like, do you bring things from past projects to a new project, or are they completely separate? Like, and you're done with them once you wrap them, Roberto? I'm curious about that.
I mean, I would like to say that once you wrap them, like, on to the next, but each project changes you as a person. I mean,
and it's you, like, you're bringing yourself too, right?
It's impossible to separate yourself from your character, and impossible to separate yourself from the process, and in the process you change. So I do think that in order for me to get to where I am right now, I've learned everything from the past projects. But I would have to say that, given the subject matter of Alix, probably the one that I can compare it the most to is Snowpiercer. I was there for 4 seasons, and like, it was a fantasy world. It was completely sci-fi. So I can equate the context of the jungle and being submerged in this reality to being in the sets of Snowpiercer, within the train, creating this reality. It one's humid and hot, the other one was super cold, but it's actually like very, very similar.
Absolutely. Natalia, very quickly before we wrap up, what about you? Like, are they separate, or?
No, I do agree. It's just like, I think every project, every character, and that's why I feel so lucky as an actor. And it's just like I get to live so many lives, so many countries, so many cultures, so many stories. And I think they all become alive for me. And there's always a part of me in all my, characters. So I think it's just, it's just having one more life.
Absolutely. Thank you both for your time. Muchas gracias. Congratulations again on the theatrical release in LA at the Chinese theaters of Alix. It was so great chatting with both of you. Thanks so much for your time.
Thank you,
Likewise.
Peter.
Thanks.
Thank you for tuning in to Popternative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popternative on YouTube.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.